In the scorched sands of Dorne, Ulrich Starfell's ambition burns hotter than ever. Now an aging lord, his dreams have only grown bolder, with dragons on the horizon and legacy in his sights. A union with House Targaryen draws near, born of ambition, bound by fire, but shadowed by fate. Most of what Ulrich has achieved thus far has been in public, but he does also work in the shadow, continuing to invest in the bank with no name, while plotting to seize its power. Ulrich knows that in order to turn ambition into legacy, he must rise above his station and become the Prince of Dorne himself. Despite how much Ulrich has grown his realm, it's still not enough. In order to claim his liege's title and become the prince, he must take more. The path to power winds through fire, coin, and conquest. Welcome back, everybody. An odd man has arrived at my court today, looking more like a vagrant than a courtier. He announces that he is a hedge wizard and declares he can be of use to me. My guards begin to move to throw the hedge wizard out of my court, and I'm gonna say, wait, let us see what he has to say. The hedge wizard emptied a bag of various animal bones onto the floor and began talking to himself. After a while, he stood up and declared that White Harbor would be in desperate need of furs soon. I'm highly skeptical of this man, but for the sake of the 20 gold, I'm happy to at least send some. This could be an absolute fool's errand, but maybe something will come of it. I received news that the shipment of furs I sent to White Harbor has sold for an exorbitant price. Apparently a storehouse containing thousands of pelts went up in flames and just prior to my own arriving at port. I can't believe he was right. 200 gold! Incredible! He is welcome in my court anytime. Okay. Now then, what is the plan for today? Well, very soon, our son here is going to officially marry off Princess Daenerys Targaryen, who is 15, about to turn 16. Then we can start to see our primary heir actually have some children, who hopefully can pick up the Dragon Rider trait, and we will be one step closer to getting dragons inside of the dynasty. Something else I would like to do is work on actually becoming a king. Dorne, I think, makes the most amount of sense. In order to do this, we would have to claim our liege's title. We need 1500 prestige, and we need to control at least 21% of the counties that make up this de jure title. Presumably, that can be less than 21% if we get to rank 5 legitimacy, but that could take a while. But in the meantime, we're going to work on picking up some more land here. Princess Pass should eventually fall into our family. We know that the heir here is Giala Ironwood, and she has been married off to our son Cedric. So once they have some children, this should fall more under House Starfell, and we should be able to gain control of it relatively easier. We do also currently have an alliance with Princess Pass as well as Red March, so I think Sandstone makes the most sense for a military expansion. So let's start off by actually fabricating some claims over here. Hopefully we can pick up a claim on the entire High Lordship and grab it all in once, but we'll let this work away and see what comes of it. Oh, this is new. I haven't actually seen this pop up before. We can now officially knight our squire Emery Starfell. So previously our sons have either been knighted on the battlefield or they've been knighted after we've sent them to squire from somebody else. But here we can just straight up knight Emery now at 25. Now we had been sending Ulrich down the intrigue focus here, largely because we were thinking about possibly working our way towards stealing some dragon eggs. I do want to send him down the spider tree here, just to really see exactly how this works, and also try and familiarize ourselves with exactly how spies work in this mod. So Master of Masses doubles the amount of spies that can be recruited without penalty. Sapodo here, who is the man who actually has some dragon eggs in his possession, when we go to hostile actions here, we can check for potential spies. In this case though, no character in his court is willing to actually spy for us. But that is likely because he doesn't actually control land himself. He just is actually the head of his family here, the Priestain family. Our farms have been damaged by sandstorms. This is bad news. We could pay 40 gold and we'll get farms damaged by sandstorm, giving us less holding taxes and development growth for 11 months. Or we can pay twice that, 80 gold, but it'll only last for 5 months. Thankfully, we're doing well in the gold department right now. thanks to the random hedge wizard's prophecy, so we'll do this. There it is. Your son, Lord Bastian, married Princess Daenerys of Dragonstone, and they are now officially married. So now that they're married, Daenerys has come to join Bastian here over in the Crawl, and when we look at Bastian now, we can actually see that inside of his realm, there is one tamed dragon, which is actually Daenerys' dragon itself. And this is her dragon, Silverwing. This dragon is accepting, cooperative, friendly. It's a noble dragon, and it is fertile. All tremendous stats. It's interesting as well that Silverwing actually has 7 children. So Silverwing has actually laid a lot of the dragon eggs that have resulted in dragons around today. Even the more recent ones, like Mount Dweller. Silverwing also has 3 siblings, Dreamfire, Vermithor, and Jedrian. Vermithor is both a sibling and a mate. That's perfectly fine. That's just the Targaryens taking influence from that. Our liege's regent has changed. So interestingly, the Queen of Dorne's regent is now Lord Rhys, who was actually the High Lord of Sandstone that we are fabricating a claim on. Interestingly, we have been invited to a grand tournament by Magister Neressa here over in the Three Daughters next to the free city of Myr. I think we will actually attend this. It'll be the first time we've ever actually crossed the Narrow Sea. I mean, we've came close before, down over in the Stepstones, but we never actually went over and landed over here anywhere near Pentos or the Three Daughters. So let's head over there. The Stepstones has also ended up in a rather interesting position here. So the Iron Throne officially controls some of it. Then there's the Squadron of Skull Tides, which is actually a tributary to the Iron Throne. And then the fleet of the Stepstones with the Pirate King Mazio. On the way to the grand tournament here, and the echoing call of horns fill the air as we traverse the hills near Ironwood. The hill forts resonate with the sound, a call to arms that has sounded through generations. Mere seconds after the first blaring, a throng of garrisoned stone Dornish warriors emerge from the closest fortification, charging a group of terrified highwaymen and bandits. We will absolutely help them here, 100% chance of success, and Siegfried Weaver will be killed by us. We managed to kill all the bandits, nice bit of prestige there. Who are you though? You're Drowned God and Ironborn. What were you doing down here? Alone in the kitchen. Greetings, my lord. Joffrey, one of the cooks, says, I have your son Ulfric with me here. He promised to clean the pots in the cookery, you see. He draws in a sharp breath, but he gobbled down every sweet he could find like a little pig. Now he's all sweaty and red from exerting himself eating. Ulrich never could resist sweet things, but this might be taking it a bit far. I'm going to tell my son to treat Joffrey better. Joffrey will gain 20 opinion of us. Ulrich won't like it, but he'll lose gluttonous and gain compassionate. We did manage to get a claim on the lordship of Stinging Sands here. I think we actually will take this. We'll probably just do it county by county the way we did before, because we can press claims on all of them at once. We have arrived at the tournament. As per usual, I'm going to do everything in our power here to at least attempt to actually qualify and see if we can represent Starfell once again. Now, unfortunately, we did not arrive soon enough to qualify for the wrestling, and Prince Josipo, the Fat Draz of Pentos here, actually managed to win, even beating out some Dothraki as well in the wrestling. Up next is the duel though, and that is what we really want to win. We are also going to have a tailor put the actual Starfell crest on our clothes here. It is 40 gold, but we'll gain exquisite crest, and I think as the head of House Starfell, it's only right. Here we go. We managed to qualify for the actual duel, and up first, we are fighting against Khal Drogo here. Uh-oh, it did not go well. It looks like Khal Drogo may have bested us. He did indeed. I do think in the future, we need to I mean, I do have 37 prowess, though I shouldn't really be losing these things, but in the future, I think I could focus a little bit more to make sure that my sons are actually all extremely good knights. I'm not terrible with my 37 prowess, but my martial isn't great though, which is a bit of an issue. That is a shame, but at least we competed. Prince Josipo here has actually gone and taken the whole tournament. Look at this, look at his stats, that's insane. Prince Josipo is the ruler of the free city of Pentos, so he has really come down to the Three Daughters here and had done a fantastic job representing Pentos. That is the grand tournament over. We are going to head back to the Torrentine now and keep working on our own realm affairs. Now, the Queen of Dorne here, Lady Arlene Nemeros, actually loves us. She has 100 opinion of us and considers us to be a friend. In that case, it is time to petition her once again to see if we can have her fund another city inside of our realm. Now then, we are escorted once again in front of the Queen here, and she says, absolutely friend, I shall dispatch my agents immediately. She is going to spend another 400 gold to build a city in Putrid Hill. Thank you very much once again. That is basically a free city, our second free city, funded entirely by Lady Arlene. So supposedly, our Chancellor Talia here is spreading rumours about our nephew Vaelor. What we are actually going to do is spread even darker rumours about Vaelor so that they all fear us, and we will gain Blanket of Fear for 5 years. Okay, we have our first plague that is actually very, very close to our realm. We've had ones look threatening before, but never actually made it. But here we have Thorn Tree Flux. It is a major plague. Began in Thorn Mine over here, right next to actually Aster Mine. The problem at the moment is that we also don't have a Maester. Let's immediately send for one, and please give us something good. Maester Andros has been sent here. He has an astute intellectual. I would have liked if he had some sort of medical focus. He doesn't, but we will take him for now. I'm going to put him on control plagues for the time being also. Hopefully he can help out with this. It has officially spread into Astermine. Now we will summon the Maester to see if he can help deal with this. Let's do a soft approach, please. Wonderful. Mild epidemic prevention. We will take that. I think I will also enter seclusion with how close it is to Blackmont, which is our current capital. Also, I do have the full intention to eventually move our capital down here to Starfall. Only reason I'm staying in Blackmont at the moment is that Blackmont is really the money maker, while Starfall is really the military powerhouse. Our son Bastian and Daenerys here have also had their first son, Merrick Starfell, and he's club-footed. That is not fantastic. He's also Bastian's eldest son, so the most likely son to actually end up being the heir. Not sure where that came from, to be honest, but it's something that Merrick will have to overcome. Lady Brianna, the corrupt Manwoody of Redmarch here, wants my son Ulrich to actually train as a knight under Ambrose Manwoody. Happy to accept that. We went slightly into debt after claiming another county inside of Sandstone, but now Maester Casimir of Brightfall is offering to pay us 206 gold as a gift. One of the comments in the previous videos also asked me to show off the actual dynasty tree at the moment. This is what it looks like. So Vaelor Sand is up here, bastard son of Lord Ulrich, and then we are, of course, Lord Ulrich once again, his namesake. We have our brother, Lord Felix, along with his children here. Obviously, we have some connection to the Fowlers, thanks to our father's matrilineal marriage with the Fowlers at one point. We have some half-brothers and half-sisters over here. Our sister, Winora, who would have actually been the primary heir had she not died at 21, actually in childbirth. And then we are likely going to follow this tree down as Lord Bastian and his first son, Merrick here. Interestingly, Morella, Sword of the Morning, has also had some children, Lorinda Starfell, as well as another Ulrich Starfell. Now then, the bookkeeping in the bank is still absolutely atrocious. We have a net profit of minus 2,500 gold with a minus 10 profit per share. As soon as I can get in control of this bank, we're going to turn it around, I promise. The issue, though, is the actual ability to invest in the bank are relatively rare. We can of course invest now, so we will absolutely buy them while they are nice and cheap, 58 gold. Bear in mind when we first invested they were 70. I'm going to buy another share here. Can I just keep going for the time being? If I can, I absolutely will. I'm going to buy as many shares as I can. I'm not sure if it is based on the actual timeline and whatnot. Previously, I saw the invest in bank decision. I was just waiting to save up some gold. The time I got it, though, it disappeared. So now that we can invest, I'm going to buy a nice amount of shares. Now we are looking a lot more influential inside of this bank. Lord Guy has 10 shares. Lionette has 6. Sam Good has 6, Garrett has 6, and I now also have 6. So a few more, and I'll be the primary shareholder. Disaster for House Tully. Lord Jandon of House Arryn stands as the new ruler of the Lord Paramountcy of the Riverlands, and House Tully has been cast down from its historic place. This is a dark day for all those who support the Tully cause. So if we look at the kingdom titles here, obviously we have well, we have Dorne, we have the Stormlands, the Reach, the Westerlands, the Crownlands, the Riverlands, and the Vale. But if we look at who actually controls it now, if I look at the Vale here, which is controlled by Jandon Arryn, the Vale now also controls all of the actual Riverlands. Interested to see how this ends up progressing. Surely that's going to cause some conflict, however, having one Lord Paramountcy so much bigger than the rest. We're doing well fabricating claims over in Sandstone as well. If I look at the moment, we've pretty much picked up everything that directly borders us here. We are going to try and pick up these remaining ones, especially the capital over here in Sandstone. I would love to just take everything in one. If we grab Sandstone, in the next generation, it should also be relatively easy for us to also gain control of Prince's Pass, which should put us very close to that 21% that we need in order to actually claim the title of Dorne for ourselves. I have not forgotten about our plan to also get a colony going over in the ruins of Old Valyria here. I know some people were split about this in the comments. Some people were talking about how it may not make a ton of sense at the moment. The thing is, though, I'm not going to be doing this with Ulrich. We still need to actually get our port over here in the elbow up to level 6, and currently it's only level 2. We'll need a lot more gold in order to actually get this to level 6, but my logic is that for Bastion here, and even Merrick, oh, they've also had another son, Kay here. Is he club-footed? No, he's wheezing though. Where are all these negative traits coming from? Regardless, these children are going to consider themselves to be 50% Starfell, 50% Targaryen. So they're going to be a lot closer to the idea of what a Targaryen is, their stories, their histories, and they're going to have a vested interest in actually getting a colony in Old Valyria. Whether or not we actually continue to grow this out and go for the actual kingdom and empire and whatnot is yet to be seen, but I would at the very least like a colony or two over here. We have the opportunity to invest in the bank once again. I have been saving up some gold. Ooh, I can buy 5 shares in one. Yes, please. Now, if we have a look, I officially control the most amount of shares in this bank compared to anybody else, which should mean that if I am not the next director, I should at the very least have the most amount of votes to pick whoever the next man is. Does mean that a lot of our money is tied up in the bank at the moment, but even if we could get in control for a year and try and have the most profitable year ever, we could then, if we wanted to, even sell our shares, and that should be a significant income for us. Lady Obella Jourdain of the Tor would like an alliance. I am more than happy to accept that. The more alliances we can get inside of Dorne, the better. Absolutely, see it done. We have another claim inside of Sandstone. Let's keep this going. I have also just received a notification that Bastion here has picked up Valyrian thanks to his marriage with Daenerys. This is exactly what we like to see. Why can I imprison Daenerys? She is a known criminal because she is an adulterer. No, 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 no. Don't be doing this. You can only have children with Bastion. Don't be an adulterer, please. Another rebellion in the Iron Throne. Lord Seaman here has risen up against King Gaemon of the Iron Throne. Lady Arlene, our liege, has chosen to support the crown. I think we will as well. Yep, it's 254,000 troops versus 3,000. I think we will most definitely side with the Iron Throne here. So I actually think this was just a count that had Gaemon as his direct liege and revolted against him. As you can see though, bit of a mistake. And the war is very quickly over as they manage to kill the rebel. Now our other son, Ulrich Starfell here, is 16 years of age now and can officially marry. Elora Velaryon here is 10 years old. This could be a good match. Another alliance with actually Driftmark here. And we get that Valyrian blood as well. Incredible. While we were trying to actually fabricate a claim on the capital of Sandstone, we have finally managed to get a claim on all of it. 217 gold, but we now officially have the entire claim for the High Lordship of Sandstone. Let's actually immediately use this. I don't think he is too strong. No, he isn't. About 10,000 men with all of our allies, we should be able to cover this without a problem. The only issue, though, is that we cannot declare this war without a hook on our liege because of our realm laws. Let me then attempt to actually find secrets inside of the capital. Hopefully we can find something that we can use against Lady Arlene here. While looking around in the capital, I've also noticed that Dorne have managed to pick themselves up a dragon as well. Sir Bors Nemoros Martell here has been married off to Princess Helenia Targaryen of the Iron Throne, who has the dragon Harrys. Unlike the dragon we have that's nice and friendly, this one is aggressive, bloodthirsty, and defiant. That means that when we go to war with Dorne, there is a high likelihood that in each of our armies, we will also be pitting a dragon against each other. Pirate Lord Maiden Steelkeep here is after declaring war against the Iron Throne as well. That is a significant mistake by him. Once again, it's the conquest of the High Lordship of the First Stepstones. The Iron Throne has more than enough power to put the Stepstone business to bed if they just declare war on everything and pick it all back up. In the meantime, though, the pirates are not giving up on it. Okay, the bank is actually managing to get itself together a little bit here. We've actually gained a nice bit of profit here. We've gained 29 gold, nothing too extreme. Actually will invest a bit more as well. I'll pick up another share or two. We are now up to 15 shares in this bank. I want almost complete control. Also just noticed that we are actually in poor health, likely due to our age. We need to actually get a claim on our liege here so we can go to war with Sandstones. We don't just lose all of these claims. I think I've also gone too far down the spider tree here. I wanted to see how this worked, but I completely forgot to pick up Truth as Relative to actually let us fabricate some hooks here. We're gonna need to do this. Oh, look at this. She's actually coming to visit Blackmont. The last time she came here, because she was so happy, we did manage to pick up a hook. Hopefully we can do that again. Just don't die yet, Ulrich. 60 years old. Stay with me. Let me at least press our claims here so we don't lose them. So we did manage to pick up that perk that enabled us to fabricate a hook. I have started one here against her. It is predicted to be very hard. It may not come off, but I want to at least start it in case we don't get a hook when she visits us, and then we can try to get a hook this way. Meanwhile, here she is. She has arrived. She is very welcome. Me and Arlene are now enjoying the hashish together. This is incredible. So we've actually ended up becoming best friends here, which is pretty incredible. Let's also try give her some mead. She enjoyed the gift. I think we've grown closer to getting a hook, but not quite yet. Meanwhile, what is this? Oh, no. There's no way to conclusively prove it, but Princess Daenerys, the wife of my son and heir Lord Bastian, has brought forward evidence that Yolande is not the daughter of my son and heir Bastian, but that she was fathered by Hugh, the captain of Captain Goran. Yolande is without blame, yet her consequences could be dire. Hugh and Princess Daenerys, on the other hand. So Yolande here is actually our granddaughter, neither of the two firstborn sons. She obviously has disputed heritage now, because apparently Hugh Groswell is the father. I am completely lost for words. Thankfully, our first two children don't have that at the very least. It does mean that Yolande will have that disputed heritage, however. Oh, she's already in prison. I think Bastian just immediately imprisoned her. That's kind of fine, though. I can't really expect my son to ransom her off or release her at this stage. The only thing is, though, if she dies, does the dragon just become wild in our realm then? Like, my issue is, I'm not sure if she is in prison, can she pass on this Dragon Rider trait? Like, does she technically need, like, events with her children in order to, like, teach them? Oh, here it is. Board games. Let's play. If I win the board game, I get a weak hook on Lady Arlene. Seriously, the High Lordship of Sandstone now relies on a board game. Amazing, we've actually won the game. I just consistently did the intrigue option and probably just cheated our way to win, but still we managed to make it work. And there it is, we get a weak hook on Lady Arlene Martell. The second that she leaves, oh my god, she died. Daenerys of Dragonstone has died. That is not good at all. How did she die? She was executed by Lord Bastian. Oh boy, Bastian was having none of it. So Silverwing is now wild in our realm, and Bastian is no longer married to a Targaryen. We could just immediately marry him off to another Targaryen. Princess Viella here could do. She is also the daughter of Princess Viella, so it is the same grandmother. We are literally going to marry Princess Daenerys' sister. That is a blow, though. Daenerys was the key to a lot of our dragon hopes. At least, though, we have these children that are technically both. They don't have the Dragon Rider trait yet, though, and I'm not sure if they'll be able to pick it up. I don't know if they... I assume they don't get it at birth. I imagine it happens later, but presumably it needs to be like their guardian or an event with their parent or something. But that's okay. It's unfortunate, but we'll work it out. Excuse me? Lord Bastion has been murdered. What is going on? Died under mysterious circumstances. So now Bastion and Daenerys are both dead, which means that our new heir is now Merrick Starfell, 8 years old, club-footed, but does have claims on Dragonstone as well. Is also Valyrian blooded, so maybe when he grows up he'll have the potential to become a dragon rider. Hard to say just yet though. That is crazy. I was not expecting that at all. It does also mean that we no longer have any alliances with the Targaryens, however, or any dragons inside of our realm. That we control at least. Now, our Maester died once again. This time they've sent us Maester Raymond here, who I do like as he is a novice physician, so you are more than welcome into our court. Lady Arlene has also finally moved on from the Torrentine, which means that we can now begin our war for Sandstone. There has been lots of tragedy today. Let's at least try and get some good news. We will declare this war. We will call in our allies here. We'll call in Driftmark for sure, and we will call in Giala of Prince's Pass as well to the north of them. First battle here shouldn't be a problem with us and Giala's forces. Let's head in and start sieging everything down. I'm sorry, what is this? We can call a dynasty member leader Ines of the Forest Manticores. This is Ines of the Elbow that we actually took the elbow off of. She is still going, and she's now a ruler of the Forest Manticores adventurers. We're not going to call her in, we don't need her help, but it is quite cool that she is now an adventurer under the House Dane banner. Driftmark has just arrived as well, so we should be absolutely fine in this war now, so long as I don't die. Our daughter Morella in the Sword of the Morning is now also officially our Master-at-Arms. I don't believe this. Silverwing has just been claimed by Lady Rhaenys Velaryon, who we've married off to our brother, Lord Felix. After all of that, everything that we have been through as Ulrich, in the end, our brother that we basically forgotten about is now the one who is married to a Valyrian dragon rider. That is incredible. At least, though, the dragon has remained inside of House Starfell. There it is, with the siege of the capital, the High Lordship of Sandstone is officially ours. I'm going to grant some of these lands away here to other members of House Starfell. With that though, I'm going to leave this episode here. In the next episode, we will be looking to actually claim the throne of Dorne and become the Prince of Dorne ourselves. I still cannot believe what happened with Bastion though. Daenerys, a dragon rider, Valyrian blood, everything that we needed. She becomes an adulterer, there's disputed heritage, Bastion imprisons her and then executes her. Then shortly after Bastion is executed, Silverwing ends up loose inside of the Torrentine. Only for Silverwing to then be claimed by Rhaenys Velaryon, who is married to our brother Felix. So somehow the dragon has remained inside of House Starfell, and our brother has ended up in the position we wanted to be in, married off to somebody with Valyrian blood, who is also now a dragon rider. But the important thing is that the dragon is still close by, it's still in the Torrentine, we can still call it into war, as Felix is still our vassal, so everything there is fine. We should still be able to work away with everything we want to do dragon-wise, especially since our heir Merrick here does have that Valyrian blood, as well as claims on Dragonstone. Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, please don't forget to like and subscribe. A massive shout out to all of our channel members helping to support this channel, and a very special shout out to our Emperor's Hands tier, Faustbread, Spencer Roberts, Batch Plays, and Wyatt Laird. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you all in the next video.